Hello and welcome to today's video. I am going to be tackling a couple of clutter hotspots in my home. Maybe you have some of these areas as well, but the first is out here in our garage. So we had a lot of different things that my kids have been playing with this past summer and fall, and now that it's winter, of course, we needed to put some of them up. And then I also had a bunch of donations that had been sitting here in the garage for probably at least 2 months, and I just hadn't taken them to the donation center yet. So I was putting them in the back of my car so that I would actually take them. And I can tell you now, I did take them just yesterday. So they did get taken to where they needed to go, and they're no longer in my garage. So I'm just going to finish sweeping this up, and then we'll head into the next decluttering spot, which is my basement. And be warned, it's really bad. This is a closet in our basement that is just storage, and honestly, before I even filmed this video, I had pulled some things out of this closet and put them in the other room. I could not even walk into this closet. It was so bad, and I could barely open the door, and then you couldn't even walk in it. It was so bad. So I had pulled a bunch of this stuff out and put it into the main area, the main room in our basement. But I needed to tackle it. I needed to go through it and just make this closet functional once again. So in the basement, that's where people stay when they come to visit us. And so I needed to get this cleaned up. I also wanted to have a place that we could just kind of rest and sit. Sometimes we come down here to watch TV. And so I wanted to make up the bed that's over here and clear all of that off. But anyways, I'm just going to tackle this, and hopefully it will give you some good motivation to get a spot in your home decluttered as well. So let's get started. Originally, I thought that I was going to have to purchase some storage shelves to put down here, but when I started going through everything, I thought, well, you know what, maybe I'll just try and make do with what I have, and it ended up being okay with what I had. So eventually I might end up buying some storage shelves, but I had this black metal one that was here when we purchased the home. It's kind of an awkward shelf, but it seemed to work for my blankets. So I'm going to put all of those in here, and then other things, I had some tubs that I'm just going to stack, and I ended up not needing extra shelves for storage, which was kind of nice. I didn't have to buy anything for this project, and I think that's one of the great things about decluttering your home. You know, a lot of times we think we have to organize, and that means we have to go purchase a bunch of new containers, and, you know, they all have to have all these fancy labels and everything like that. And if you've been watching my channel, you know, in the past, you know that I like to use what I have and do things on a budget. And you don't always have to go and spend money, especially when you're decluttering. You can really just get rid of things instead of buying more just to store things that you don't use. Get rid of the things that you don't use on a regular basis. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and put this bed together so that it just looks nicer down here in the basement. And then also it'll be another place for us to kind of sit and watch TV. Sometimes we do watch TV down here in the basement. So after I went through most everything, I had some donations. I had piles of toys that I actually didn't go through. And then I had trash. I had some chairs. These are my kids' chairs that my parents gave them when they were 1. And so I wanted to keep those. And then also my son played with this lawnmower and this grill and little play weed eater for the longest time. And so I figured, you know what, I'm going to save those because they are sentimental, and one day I'm going to have grandkids, and those would just be fun toys that they could play with when they come over. So yes, I do keep some things. I don't get rid of everything. So I'm going to keep those. And then right now I'm going to go through all of these things. I had to kind of rearrange a few things. The lamp I ended up getting rid of. It wasn't working. It was broken. We couldn't figure out how to fix it. It was one I had gotten at a garage sale, I think for like $2. So I'm going to get rid of that, but then I had clothes in this bag that I needed to transfer to boxes so that I could end up donating those. And so I'm going to donate. I have a few boxes that I'm going to end up donating, and then I have some trash that I'm going to go through in a little bit. I'll show you. I just had kept a lot of my son's schoolwork from last year, and I didn't need to. It was just taking up a bunch of space. I felt bad about throwing it out, but at the same time, it can't be used again. No one else can use it. I mean, if I could pass it along, I would, but they're all like worksheets that he wrote in, and no one can use those. So they're going to go in the trash can, and then we're pretty much done with this space. So let's go ahead and finish all of this up. Here's a quick reminder of what it all looked like before, and honestly, the closet was even worse. I wish I had a truly before picture, but it's so much better now, much more functional. I can walk in, I can see what everything is. The only thing I did not actually go through piece by piece is some of my kids' toys, and so that I just left in this blue hamper basket here. You can see I did not do any of that. One day I will tackle that, but right now I'm just letting that all sit. But everything else is things that basically we use on a pretty regular basis, but it doesn't need to be out in the open. And then here is the basement. This is kind of a hangout spot. My husband loves to listen to his music down here, and he has his music collection. And then we also sometimes will come down here and watch TV. And then it's also a guest bedroom. So it's a pretty busy space, and now it is functional once again. thank you for joining me as I decluttered a couple of places in my home. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.